Hi everyone, I wanted to show you today how I did my demon sculpture, which I'm going to turn into a mask or prosthetic type thing. First of all, I took my life cast and covered it in, well, picked off the bits and covered it in a layer of Vaseline. It has got a bit of paint on it where I've just shown what the prosthetics will look like when they're done and stuff, but that's not affecting the sculpt or anything. Then I've changed the clay I use. It's a kiln firing clay now, so it stays moist for longer, and I'm able to sort of soak it in water and sort of re-moisturise it, and it doesn't dry out and crack like the other clay I was using, which was just a really basic, cheap air drying clay. First of all, I covered the whole of the life cast in a thinnish layer of clay, probably about half a centimetre in thickness, and smooth that out. Then what I'm doing now is I'm just looking at the reference picture I've got for the nose shape. I took inspiration from the demon from Cabin in the Woods, but I just followed like the nose shape and the mouth shape, and the rest of it's just what I've done while I was just messing around sculpting this. I've just added bits and made it my own, and I marked out the basic nose shape and mouth shape, and then obviously filled in the nose and smoothed it down, and added, obviously that's the lips and everything that I'm adding there. Then I roughly marked out where the teeth are going to go and some eyebrows, like the eyebrow ridges, and the cheeks. Those little circles are going to get smoothed in a bit to make the cheeks, because I want it to look like he's grinning. So I'm just adding that around the eyes and everything, and just tweaking any shapes as I go along. I decided the cheeks weren't quite, the sides of the mouth needed a bit more, so that's why I've just added that bit of clay there. And just smoothing it down as I go along and adding bits and trying to make it as even as possible, and just getting the shape, the kind of shapes that I want. Basically, as long as it looks like he's grinning, I'm quite happy with it. I'm not a sculptor normally. Normally I draw portraits in pencil, so I do dabble in clay, but I'm not a professional sculptor or anything. Then once I got the basic shape that I wanted, I put cling film over the top, smoothed down the mask, and then added texture with my brush and my comb and various things that would add sort of like pores and sort of texture to the skin and wrinkles around the eyes, that sort of thing. And at this stage I'd put some basic horns on, but I decided afterwards I didn't like them, so you'll see me fiddle about with them and then chop them off. At this stage I'm using a brush and I'm holding it tightly together and then poking the skin, and that gives like a sort of pore texture. At this stage I've showed before some really cheap vampire fangs from Asda, which they are completely rubbish, but they're good for to use the teeth off them. So I cut the teeth out, and I'm using them just to mark out where I want the teeth on this. In the end I decided I didn't like the shape of the teeth because I felt it looked too sort of friendly. I wanted sharp pointy teeth. These teeth are too rounded, but using those teeth it gave me the sockets in the gums that I could put my little sculpted teeth in. So what I'm doing now is sculpting little pointy teeth and putting them in the holes I've made with those fake teeth, and I thought it looked a lot better with the pointy ones. So I'm just doing all those teeth and just positioning them how I want to, and then what I'm doing is just pushing the clay of the gums around the teeth just to make sure the teeth are sat in properly. Then I was having a fiddle about with these horns, deciding how I wanted them. In the end I chopped them off, left that area sort of flattened out a bit, and I've sculpted the horn separate because I wasn't quite happy with how it was looking. That's me still trying to work out how I can attach these horns to the head and stuff, but in the end I gave up and sculpted it separate. Then I'm just tweaking any details around the mouth, just making sure there's definite separation between the mouth and the gums, and then all I did after that was add detail. So as you can see, I've added like horns and textures to it. I added some eyelids and everything, so that's now ready for me to sculpt, and in the next video I'll show you what the prosthetic looks like. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.